There are moments in life when you look at yourself and see only what is missing. You notice the times you felt overwhelmed, the days you struggled to get out of bed, the mistakes you wish you could take back, or the emotions you could not control. In a world that often associates strength with confidence, success, and certainty, it is easy to believe that being emotionally strong means never feeling afraid, never crying, and never falling apart. But emotional strength rarely looks the way people imagine it. In fact, some of the strongest people are the ones who quietly carry their burdens while continuing to move forward. They are the people who have been hurt but still choose to trust, who have faced disappointment but continue to hope, and who have experienced failure but refuse to let it define them. Many people underestimate their emotional resilience because they mistake vulnerability for weakness. They assume that if they still feel pain, they have not healed. If they still have doubts, they are not strong. If they struggle sometimes, they must be falling behind. Yet psychology tells us something very different. Emotional strength is not the absence of difficult emotions. It is the ability to experience those emotions without allowing them to completely control your life. One sign that you are emotionally stronger than you think is that you keep going even when things feel difficult. This may sound simple, but psychologically, persistence requires an enormous amount of resilience. The human brain naturally seeks comfort and safety. When life becomes painful, part of us wants to withdraw and protect ourselves. Yet emotionally strong people often continue showing up for their responsibilities, relationships, and goals despite feeling exhausted or discouraged. They may not feel brave, but their actions reveal a quiet courage that is easy to overlook. Another sign is that you allow yourself to feel emotions instead of constantly running from them. Many people believe strength means suppressing sadness, anger, or fear. However, emotional avoidance often creates greater suffering over time. Research in psychology consistently shows that acknowledging emotions helps people process and recover from difficult experiences more effectively. If you have learned to sit with uncomfortable feelings rather than immediately escaping through distraction, denial, or numbness, you are demonstrating a level of emotional maturity that many people spend years trying to develop. You may also be emotionally stronger than you realize if you have learned to let go of things you cannot control. Human beings naturally crave certainty. We want answers, guarantees, and predictable outcomes, but life rarely provides them. Emotionally resilient individuals gradually learn that peace often comes not from controlling everything, but from accepting uncertainty. This does not mean giving up. It means recognizing the difference between what is within your power and what is not. If you have stopped fighting battles that no longer serve you, that is not weakness. That is wisdom. Another overlooked sign is your ability to recover after disappointment. Perhaps you have experienced rejection, heartbreak, failure, or loss. Maybe those experiences hurt deeply. Yet somehow, you found a way to keep moving forward. Emotional strength is not measured by how quickly you bounce back. It is measured by your willingness to rise again after life knocks you down. Every time you have rebuilt yourself after a setback, you have strengthened psychological muscles that cannot be seen from the outside. You might also notice that you have become more selective about where you invest your energy. Many people spend years trying to please everyone around them. They fear conflict, rejection, or disappointing others. Over time, emotionally strong individuals begin to understand that constantly sacrificing their own well-being for approval comes at a cost. If you have started setting boundaries, saying no when necessary, or protecting your mental health even when others do not fully understand, you are demonstrating self-respect and emotional resilience. Another powerful sign is that you can acknowledge your mistakes without completely attacking yourself. Emotionally fragile people often view mistakes as proof that they are inadequate. Emotionally strong people understand that mistakes are part of being human. This does not mean they enjoy being wrong. It means they can separate their behavior from their identity. Instead of saying, "I failed, therefore I am a failure," they learn to say, "I made a mistake, and I can learn from it." This shift may seem small, but it reflects a healthier and more resilient relationship with oneself. You may be stronger than you think if you continue caring about others despite having experienced pain yourself. Hurt people often develop protective walls. While self-protection is understandable, emotional strength allows compassion to survive difficult experiences. If you have been disappointed by people yet still choose kindness, empathy, and understanding, it reveals an inner strength that goes beyond toughness. It shows that pain has not completely hardened your heart. Another sign is that you have become more comfortable being alone. Loneliness and solitude are not the same thing. Loneliness feels like emptiness. Solitude feels like connection with yourself. Many people fear being alone because it forces them to face their thoughts, insecurities, and emotions. But emotional growth often requires periods of self-reflection. If you have learned to enjoy your own company or feel less dependent on constant validation from others, you have likely developed a stronger sense of internal security. You are also emotionally resilient if you continue to hope after difficult experiences. Hope is often misunderstood as naive optimism. In reality, hope is a psychological act of courage. It means believing that the future can hold something better even when the past has caused pain. People who have suffered disappointment often risk feeling vulnerable when they hope again. Yet they do it anyway. If you still allow yourself to dream, trust, and believe in possibilities despite previous setbacks, that is a sign of remarkable emotional strength. Perhaps one of the clearest signs is that you are becoming more self-aware. Emotional strength is closely connected to self-understanding. Instead of automatically reacting to every emotion, self-aware individuals begin asking deeper questions. Why did this situation affect me so strongly? What fear is being triggered? What unmet need is beneath this feeling? The ability to reflect on your inner world requires courage because self-awareness sometimes reveals uncomfortable truths. Yet it is also one of the most powerful tools for personal growth. What is interesting is that many emotionally strong people do not feel strong at all. They focus on their struggles rather than their progress. They remember the moments they cried, doubted themselves, or felt overwhelmed. They rarely recognize how much strength it took to survive those moments. Psychologically, this tendency makes sense. The human brain has a negativity bias, meaning it naturally pays more attention to problems than achievements. This helped our ancestors survive threats, but it also means we often overlook evidence of our own resilience. We notice where we are still hurting but forget how far we have come. We remember the storm but overlook the fact that we made it through. If you have been carrying responsibilities while dealing with private struggles, that is strength. If you have continued growing despite setbacks, that is strength. If you have learned from painful experiences instead of allowing them to completely define you, that is strength. Emotional resilience is not reserved for a select few. It is often built quietly through countless small decisions that nobody else sees. The truth is that emotional strength does not mean having everything figured out. It does not mean never feeling anxious, sad, insecure, or afraid. It means continuing to live, love, learn, and grow alongside those emotions. It means recognizing that vulnerability and strength can exist at the same time. So the next time you question your resilience, take a moment to look beyond your struggles. Look at the challenges you have survived, the lessons you have learned, and the ways you have continued moving forward, despite uncertainty. The fact that you are still trying, still learning, and still showing up for your life may be the greatest evidence of emotional strength there is. And if you are not where you want to be yet, that is okay. Growth is rarely a straight line. Healing is rarely perfect. What matters is not how fast you are moving, but that you are continuing to move at all. Be patient with yourself. Give yourself credit for the battles you have fought that nobody knows about. Treat yourself with the same compassion you would offer someone you care about, because emotional strength is not about becoming unbreakable.